get this, there's always things to do. We know this. We have choices. We can do what we want. We can walk or drive somewhere. We can do things around the house. We can do chores, blah, 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 all that stuff. But why is it that some of us feel bored? And like I said, other people get annoyed at the people who feel bored. So I'll tell you a little story from yesterday. I felt very bored. And I'm sure you can relate, where you have days where you feel like productive, or you have days where you don't really have a lot going on, but you're very comfortable and you're very happy just doing nothing, or just like doing simple things, or watching TV, or sitting and reading a book, or sitting and staring at the wall, whatever. But why is it that the next day you can wake up and you'd be like, oh, I'm so bored, I'm completely bored? Well, there's a few main reasons why people can be. It's normal to feel bored once in a while, but if you're chronically bored, you could say that that's part of more of a depression type thing. And while that's true, from my experience, what I feel it is, or what I know it is, from just taken from like a 5-element perspective, which I talk a lot about, the Chinese 5 elements. It's a fire deficiency of some sort, or it's a repressed fire. Now, what do I mean by that? So fire element has to do with the heart, has to do with like joy and play and, travel and wanting to do things, having that spark in your life. So if we're chronically bored, a lot of times we don't have that spark, or we're either deficient somewhere, or we feel like we have a void somewhere, or a hole in our heart, or it's repressed. So our heart is so protected and constricted, maybe from past experience, or say we went through a bad relationship, or we grew up in a household that was very strict, or didn't allow yourself to let emotions out or express yourself or be creative and do all those kinds of things. You may feel repressed, or you may not even know that you're repressed. So that can lead to boredom as well. The second thing, is if you're going through some sort of like spiritual transformation or awakening, and this doesn't have to be a complex thing, but often you'll find is as you're going through life and you're looking for more meaning in your life, let's say, you will find that things that once made you excited don't make you excited anymore. Superficial things don't make you excited anymore. You don't suddenly feel the need, or you don't feel happy like going shopping or buying more stuff, right? Or even watching TV or playing on your phone and stuff like that. So we shift throughout life, we change as individuals. So if you're going through some, I don't want to say crisis, that has a negative connotation, but some sort of evolution within yourself, then this could be why you feel bored, or it can be a mixture of all these types of things. The third thing, is cultural, societal programming. Just look around us. We are constantly on our phones. We're constantly stimulated. Overstimulation, information overload, right? So when we sit with ourselves, we may feel bored, because what happens, we're so used to that constant stimulation that now we feel like we need to reach for things to fill that void. Again, it's about filling something. We feel that we have a void, even though there's no void, there's no hole in our heart. We are whole and complete, but we feel that way. The ego feels that way. And, yesterday I was feeling bored, and what happened, like I was going crazy in my own skin. I felt very antsy. My body, I felt very antsy, but my mind was not allowing me to go along with my body. Why? Because I was ruminating over it. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go or what to do. It's like my ego. I was like grasping for straws. It's like, I need to do something. And I kept telling myself, I need to do something. I need to do something. And what that's doing is just reinforcing our societal pressure to always be busy, to constantly be doing stuff. Because a lot of it is subconscious programming, family, cultural, where we feel like not being busy equates to being less than somebody else or being a loser. Or we're constantly looking at social media and looking at people who are taking vacations and they're doing stuff and they're at the park or at the fair or they're at this, I don't know, parties and things like that. So we start comparing ourselves. So this is a challenge for a lot of people because they feel like, oh, being bored is a bad thing. Well, it's not a bad thing, and it's a label we put on sitting with ourselves, or a label we put on just being, right? It's this being thing. We're not comfortable with being. I'm not comfortable with being half the time. You're probably not comfortable with being half the time because, again, we're grasping at straws. Our ego is looking for things to do to fill that false void that we think we have in our heart. Okay, so it's taking past experiences, it's taking all kinds of stuff. So if you're bored, just understand that you may feel this way because we've all been programmed to feel this way, that in order to be a productive member of society, that you need to do something. Or it's usually other people are telling you that you need to do something because there's something wrong with you if you're not doing something, or if you're not doing what other people are doing, or that person who's getting pissed off at you. Everybody is completely different. And just because there's a million things you could be doing right now doesn't mean that you want to do them, doesn't mean that they're going to be satisfying for you, doesn't mean that they're going to fill that void up. They may very well, in fact. There's something to be said about taking action in any direction or doing anything to make yourself feel better. But don't beat yourself up over it, okay? Feeling bored, especially if you're going through some sort of, I don't know, change within yourself, because it's normal to feel this way. And, don't let it depress you. Don't turn your feeling bored into this game of like, there's something wrong with me. No, enjoy the boredom. I don't know. I know it's hard to enjoy the boredom, but I just want to kind of change how you think about boredom and just realize that, a lot of it is coming from the outside and not us. So when we say, oh, I'm bored, and we put a negative connotation to it, that's not truly our own voice. It's usually the voice of other people, of society, and stuff like that. So realize that you will probably not feel bored forever, and take the opportunity to be with yourself. And that's all I got for today. So anyway, if you're having trouble, if you're feeling bored today, let me know. Let me know your story. And please subscribe, because I put out new videos every single week for you. And I try to be helpful. So until next time, have a great day and peace out.